Most W-2 employees overpay their taxes by a couple $1,000s a year, every year, and never see it leave. It's skimmed off the top before the money is ever yours, so you never held it and you never miss it. $2,000 a year over a 40-year career is $80,000. Invested at 7% instead, that same $2,000 a year becomes over $400,000 by retirement. That's the real price of the leaks you were told not to worry about because tax strategy is for business owners. As we go, count the ways salaried employees hand the government more than they owe. Everyone that fits you, keep a tally. At the end, you'll have a number, and that number is roughly how many holes are in your bucket. What actually comes out of your check. Your paycheck gets hit by two separate taxes, and most people never separate them. Federal income tax, which is the one with brackets and deductions you can influence, and FICA, the payroll tax, a flat 7.65% for Social Security and Medicare that comes out no matter what, matched by another 7.65% from your employer. On a $70,000 salary, FICA alone is about $5,300 a year before income tax even starts. You can't change FICA. You can change a lot about the income tax, and that's where the $2,000 lives. Taxes aren't taken once, they're taken all year. You don't pay income tax in April. You paid it every paycheck through withholding. Your employer estimates what you'll owe and sends pieces out of every check before you see the money. April is when you settle up. Compare what they took to what you actually owed, and you either come up short and owe, or you overpaid and get a refund. A refund is not a gift. It's your own money loaned to the government interest-free all year, returned late. The average federal refund runs around $3,000, roughly $250 a month you could have invested from January. Mark it if you got a big refund last year and felt happy about it. The brackets nobody explains right. Brackets tax chunks of income at rising rates, but only the money inside each bracket gets that bracket's rate. For a single filer, roughly the first $12,000 is taxed at 10%, the next chunk up to about $47,000 at 12%, then 22% above that, up to around $100,000. So a raise from $47,000 to $50,000 taxes only the $3,000 above the line at 22%. Every dollar below stays taxed as before. A raise never makes you take home less. Turning down overtime over the bracket gives up free money over a misunderstanding. Mark it if you've ever hesitated on extra income because you thought taxes would eat most of it. The deduction everyone gets and the one they miss. Before any tax is calculated, everyone subtracts the standard deduction. For 2024, that's about $14,600 for a single filer and $29,200 for a married couple. So a single person earning $70,000 isn't taxed on $70,000. They're taxed on roughly $55,000 after the standard deduction alone. Some people come out ahead itemizing, adding up mortgage interest, state taxes, and charitable gifts instead, and never check whether it beats the standard amount. Most won't, but the ones with a mortgage and real charitable giving often will, and they leave it on the table. Mark it if you've never checked whether itemizing beats your standard deduction. Dave's leaks. Dave makes $70,000, files himself in 15 minutes, takes every default, gets a $3,000 refund, feels smart. He's overpaying by about $2,000 a year. He puts nothing in his workplace retirement account, so he's taxed on the full amount after the standard deduction. He skips the health savings account his plan qualifies for. He's never touched his withholding. We'll plug each one and watch the $2,000 come back. The accounts that shrink your taxable income. You're taxed on taxable income, and you can legally shrink it. Dave's traditional 401k comes out before tax. The 2025 limit is $23,500, plus a $7,500 catch-up if he's 50 or older. He doesn't need the max. If he puts in $7,000, his taxable income drops $7,000, saving about $1,500 at his 22% bracket. and the money stays his, invested. If his employer matches 50 cents on the dollar up to 6% of pay, that's another roughly $2,100 of free money a year he's walking past. The health savings account, if his plan qualifies, is the only triple tax-free account. Untaxed in, untaxed growth, untaxed out for medical costs. The 2025 limit is $4,300 for an individual, $8,550 for a family. Funding it saves Dave close to $1,000 a year. Without an HSA-eligible plan, a flexible spending account does something similar with pre-tax dollars for medical and dependent care. Between the 401k and HSA alone, Dave has recovered most of his $2,000, plus grabbed the free match. Mark it if you put little or nothing into a pre-tax account at work. Traditional or Roth traditional accounts save tax now and get taxed on withdrawal. Roth accounts use already taxed money, then grow and come out completely tax-free forever. If you expect a lower bracket in retirement, traditional's upfront break wins. Early in a career at a low bracket, Roth locks in today's low rate for decades of tax-free growth. Most people should hold some of both. Not choosing at all is the only real mistake. Mark it if you've never thought about which of the two you're using. The credits people never claim. Credits beat deductions because they come straight off your tax bill, dollar for dollar. The child tax credit is up to $2,000 per child. The child and dependent care credit covers a portion of child care. The Savers credit gives lower and middle earners up to $1,000 just for contributing to a retirement account, and almost nobody claims it. The Earned Income Tax Credit is worth thousands to lower income workers and goes unclaimed by roughly 1 in 5 who qualify. Education credits and the student loan interest deduction add more. None of this is a loophole. It's on the form. Unclaimed because filing felt like a formality. Mark it if you file in 10 minutes, take every default, and never check what you left behind. Fix your withholding. Withholding is set by one form, the W-4. Owe a big pile in April? You withheld too little and can get penalized. Get a big refund? You withheld too much and lent money out for free. The target is near zero. Dave's $3,000 refund could have been $250 more in every paycheck invested from January. Over a 30-year career, investing that gap at 7% instead of lending it interest-free is worth well over $50,000. Mark it if you've never adjusted your withholding since the day you were hired. Count them up. Add up your marks. Plug Dave's 4, the 401k, the HSA, the credits, and the withholding, and his $2,000 comes back, plus a free match he wasn't touching. None of it is aggressive or risky. It's the intended way the code works. The wealthy pay less because they treat the form like it matters instead of rushing it. Copy that this year. Do one thing before you close this. Pull up your last pay stub and find the total that went to taxes, income tax and FICA both. Just look at the number. Most people never have. Then drop your number of leaks in the comments. 0, 1, 5, whatever it came out to. I want to see which leak is most common. Like if this made your paycheck make more sense. Subscribe if you want the walkthrough on setting your W-4 to land near zero and keep your money all year. See you in the next one.